January 12, 1943, near Leningrad. 4 German Tiger tanks wait in a frozen forest, their engines idling in the bitter Russian winter. Across the snow-covered killing field, a formation of Soviet T-34 tanks advances. Their commanders are confident in their numerical advantage, unaware that a new weapon is lying in wait just ahead of them. At 1,400 meters, the Tigers open fire. This is a distance where the Tiger's 88mm gun holds a decisive advantage, allowing it to penetrate Soviet armor before the T-34s can get close enough to return effective fire. The results are devastating. In rapid succession, 12 Soviet T-34s are destroyed. The German formation remains entirely intact, suffering 0 combat losses during the engagement. This dominance was built on the Tiger's sheer scale. For its crews, the combination of thick protection and long-range optics provided a sense of total security when engaging enemy armor in a direct duel. That morning, near Leningrad, the Tiger performed exactly as it was designed to. It was a tactical masterpiece, capable of turning a numerical disadvantage into a victory through technological superiority. To achieve this performance, German engineers created a 57-ton mobile fortress. It carried 100 millimeters of frontal armor and used Zeiss precision optics to engage targets at ranges where most Allied tanks couldn't even aim properly. German heavy tank battalions reported kill ratios that seemed to defy military logic, regularly claiming 13 or even 16 enemy tanks destroyed for every Tiger lost. This reputation created a deep psychological fear among Allied forces. Yet, modern military historians look at the Tiger as a significant strategic liability. Despite its lethality on the battlefield, the tank represents a catastrophic failure in Germany's broader approach to the war. This creates a difficult question. How can a weapon that consistently annihilates its enemies in a direct firefight actually cause its creators to lose the war? To find the answer, we have to look past the front line and at the industrial data. In a war of attrition, victory isn't determined by the skill of a single tank commander, but by the cold mathematics of manufacturing. The cost of building a Tiger was immense. Each tank required 250,000 Reichsmarks and nearly 300,000 man-hours to manufacture, consuming the precision tools and skilled workers that the German war effort desperately needed elsewhere. For the same price as one Tiger, Germany could have produced 2 Panzer IV medium tanks, vehicles that were reliable and already integrated into their supply chains. Or, for that same investment, they could have built 3 Stug 3 assault guns, providing significantly more armored support across their thinning front lines. This chart compares total tank production between the German heavy tank program and the American industrial machine. Germany produced a total of 1,347 Tigers. In that same time, American factories built over 49,000 Shermans. Even if we give the Tiger the benefit of the doubt and assume every single one achieves its 10-to-1 kill ratio, the math still fails. The 1,347 tank bar multiplies, but it is still dwarfed by the sheer volume of Allied production. Germany spent its limited resources building a handful of precision instruments. Meanwhile, the Americans were successfully building thousands of industrial sledgehammers. The Tiger was designed for the short, aggressive breakthroughs of 1941. It was simply the wrong weapon for a grueling, multi-year war of attrition. Outside of combat, the design was even more problematic. The 57-ton weight placed enormous stress on the internal components. The Maybach transmissions and final drives were prone to overheating, causing them to literally shatter under the torque required to move the tank. The overlapping road wheels were another vulnerability. They frequently jammed with debris or froze solid in the Russian winter, immobilizing the tank as effectively as a direct hit from an enemy shell. Then there was the fuel consumption. The Tiger burned over 4 liters per kilometer, a catastrophic figure for a nation whose oil supplies were being systematically destroyed by Allied bombing. By 1944, as the German army retreated, these logistical failures became fatal. Thousands of perfectly intact Tigers were blown up by their own crews because they ran out of fuel or suffered minor breakdowns that standard recovery vehicles couldn't handle. The uncompromising pursuit of battlefield superiority created a logistical nightmare, transforming an advanced combat vehicle into an immobile steel coffin. Allied commanders eventually realized they didn't need to build a better tank to win. They just needed to stop fighting the Tiger on its own terms. The Tiger's thick frontal armor offered no protection against a 500-pound bomb dropped from an aircraft. Allied air superiority meant that many Tigers were hunted and destroyed before they ever reached the front lines. On the ground, infantry utilized narrow city streets to negate the Tigers' range. By forcing the tanks into close quarters combat, they could target the Tigers' thinner side armor in deadly crossfires. There is a final irony in the Tiger's legacy. Despite looming so large in the Allied imagination, the tank was actually quite rare on the battlefields of France. Most Allied tankers never even saw one. In its final months, the Tiger was reduced to a defensive role. It was a static beast, fighting while hopelessly retreating, starved of the parts, fuel, and time it needed to function. The Tiger tank stands as evidence that technological perfection and tactical brilliance are mathematically meaningless if a nation lacks the industrial scale and reliable logistics to sustain them.